So in February of 2015, I decided to move my ultimate polytunnel, my 32 foot by 14 foot polytunnel that I built a few years ago, from the old plots to the new plots. I did make a video series on that, however it never got published, and the reason for that was because when I recorded it, there was a lot of bad weather and I was using a microphone, and I didn't realise at the time that that microphone was only working intermittently. When it came to me editing that footage, some of the sound quality wasn't really up to scratch, and I decided that I wasn't going to release that footage. However, there was a sponsor for that video series, which was supposed to have been 3 episodes, and that sponsor gave me the plastic in which to do the polytunnel. So I've been in a bit of dismay really about it all, because I wanted to be able to fulfill my sort of obligation to the company that gave me the plastic firstly, and secondly it was a series that I wanted to be able to give to you, so I've really sort of struggled with whether to put this footage up. However, over the last sort of 9-10 months, I've had hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of people emailing me and messaging me saying, look, you know, I understand what you're saying, the footage might not be great, but I still really like to see it. So that's what these next couple of episodes are going to be about, guys. It is the footage. I've edited it the best I can, okay? Where the footage is bad, I've put the CC in for you guys. So if for any reason you can't hear what I'm saying or anything like that, you'll be able to read it if you decide to. All you got to do is click the CC buttons just down below. So without any further ado, guys, let's get on with the footage. This is the February 2015 dismantle and move to the new premise build. Anyway, I will see you in a minute. So as you can see behind me, guys, we've got our 32 foot by 14 foot polytunnel. Now it's a homemade structure utilising scaffolding, poles and timber. We do have a series on it, but what we're going to do over the next 3 episodes is take down this tunnel, and we're going to move it and rebuild it at the new site. I've got my brother helping me, because we've already taken out some of the internals out of it, okay, but it's end of February now. I really need this tunnel up and going at the new place. I purposely haven't planted anything because of that. Now I'd like to tell you that the next 3 episodes, as far as this tunnel are concerned, are going to be sponsored by First Tunnels, because they have very kindly donated the new plastic that we need for this. So you're going to see their link to their site there. Now First Tunnels have a superb range of polytunnels, not like this obviously, although they can provide you the covers, but they've got proper polytunnels with you know, the hoop structures and everything else, and they've got water collection systems and all sorts of stuff. Okay, if you look at these sort of polytunnels that people have made, or the cheaper £150 tunnels, you know, half of them are on the floor with the weather we've had this year. So it really is worth getting yourself over to First Tunnels if you're thinking about buying a polytunnel, and investing just a little bit more money and benefiting from something that's going to be there and is going to last you for quite a few years. So once dismantling the polytunnel, as you know, these posts were down a fair way, a couple of feet, some of them down 3 feet, some of them down 4 feet, and they're down into a lot of soil. So we had to devise a way to get them out to the ground. Now I'm not sure how far down this one was. I think it was only about 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet, but it's wedged right in there. So today we're just going to show you a quick way of pulling these that we came up with, okay? And that's, we're going to put a scaffolding clamp around a pole like this. I'm just going to tighten it up. Right. Okay. So the next step, we need a chain, which we're just going to feed under this one here. It's locked together. So all I need to do is do that, okay? In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shrink that chain down a bit. and I think we're going to go there and then make a smaller loop. I'm going to put a different lock on it. There we go. Right, so we've got a smaller loop there, guys, okay? Alright, we'll just hook that loop underneath the other part of the scaffolding chain, and now we need our third part, which is this, guys. I've put a piece of timber on the floor just to take a bit of weight off the soil, and all we need to do is put this jack there and literally jack it up. Now this jack comes off a Land Rover, so all I'm going to do is just get it up to the height at the moment. We're not far from it now, so hook the chain around. Here we go. Right, so all we need to do now is hold it back with our foot there and just jack the post out. Well, that's good. That lock undone, so I have to keep going up until we hit the other lock. Here we go. I just keep jacking it. Here we are. And it's the easiest way I know of getting a post out of the ground. There we are, we're free now, so I can literally move that, send this back down. And now I can just lift it out of the ground. There you go, guys. So I don't know if you can quite make this out. No, let me alter the camera lens. Okay, guys, so to here, this was how far down these posts went into the ground. We got 1, 2, at least 3 feet on this one, so that's why we couldn't get them out. We got one more to do, and then the polytunnel's down. All the parts of the new plot, and where we're standing and where it is where we're going to go. Now, the polytunnel itself is the actual land itself isn't quite flat, so what we need to do is we need to build a line to a level that we can work from, okay? And then we'll end up shoveling some of this soil away to be able to work to that level. We may raise the front, I'm not so sure yet, we'll have a look at that. But essentially, all the parts we need are around the green shed there. The doors lean against the shed, as you can see. There's timber all along here, there's timber on the other side of the shed, there's timber here in the post there. So the first port of call for this now to get this back together is to get these 18 posts in, the front and the rear walls, and then we can start with the rest of the structure. So I'll come to you when I've got some of the posts set, because we want to keep this video quite a short series. So once I've got some of the posts set, I'll come to you and explain what we're doing then. as you can see here now, we've just started getting in the post. We've got the front up, that's all nice and level, and the door will go on there shortly. Now here we're basically having to put the posts in. We've got a datum line across the bottom, which is the bottom rail. It's not screwed in at the moment because we're having to move it to dig the posts in the right areas, and we have to fit the windows. This would be quite easy if I had to just come here when we originally built it. All we had to do was put a post in, and then we built the windows to fit where the posts were. But now obviously all the window frames and everything are already pre-built, so we have to get the post in the exact right place, and then it has to be exactly level and plumbed so that it all works. You'll see in a second some of the posts are quite long, and we're hitting bedrock, so we're having to cut at least this much off some of the posts. It's another pain in the backside, but it'll allow us. It's not an issue here because we're quite shielded. We've got all of these buildings along here. We've got a big tree and stuff behind us, and gardens and houses and stuff like that, and then we've got all our netting area there. So, and just in front of us here will be our shed. So, and the reason we can do that is because the sun rises over here and comes around the back of us, so it does never come through the front of the tunnel. So the tunnel will have light pretty much all day, even if the shed's in front of it. So what we need to do, is literally, I numbered all of these so I knew exactly where they could go. For the next post in, screw it, carry on right the way up until we've got it all in. Then we'll put the back post in, and we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So it's a bit of toing and froing, and like I said, I'm having to redig some of the holes because although I measured them correctly in the first place, they're not quite lining up to the windows and things like that. So you know, the chamfer is a bit different, so we have to do that, and then we're having to cut down some of the posts as well because they're just way too long. So anyway, I'll come back to you now when we get some more of this wall up, but in fact I'll leave you run a little bit for one of these, and then you can see exactly what we need to do. So what we do here now, I just got to drive these through. I'm sorry if the sun is in your eyes. I'm not sure how dark it's going to make the video, but so the idea now is just to drive this through. There's number one, and if you notice, right now, it's a bit of a potch because of the it's a bit of a potch because obviously I need to try and get everything perfectly aligned, and I'm not at the moment, but we will get there because there we are, look, because I'm working off other things, and later on I'm just going to pull it back just so I got the tip sticking through. Later on we will then bury these posts, but I just want to make sure they're all level first, and I'm just lining it up where they need to be. It's a bit awkward on the way, but okay, I can leave that go now for a minute and drive this one home. Here we are. So that's another post done, and we'll go along now to the next one. Now, for those who haven't seen this tunnel before, these are pull-out windows. Now at the moment they're obviously just netted, but there is windows that go in, and I don't think I'm going to recover them when I recover the polytunnel, because they're okay. But these windows will go in, and then and they can stop the wind. And the great thing about doing it this way is the fact that we have total control over the humidity, over the temperature and everything within the polytunnel. One thing you'll find with a lot of polytunnels is that they are very under-ventilated, and in the summer temperatures get so high and things get scorched, and before you know you're running shading over things. And this helps us to prevent all of that, because we control the temperature how we want it. If we want to just reduce it a little bit, we can remove one window, and if we, in the height of summer, all the windows out, and it gets a really good cross ventilation. Right, let's crack on.